So the idea is there's a number of people here who are at the protests who are fearful of being arrested, and were at the meeting last night. We'll just start with Kay, if that's all right.
Okay, can you just say your full name?
Kay Keane. I'm from Kiltalown Road in Jobstown. I was at the protest the day Joe Brogan was allegedly kidnapped, and at the moment I am fearful of being arrested for basically having a right to protest, and I feel now at the moment this right is being taken off us by intimidation, Garda intimidation and political intimidation, and I feel these are political arrests.
What part did you play in the protest? Okay.
I went unmarched. I saw things that basically shocked me. Not from protesters. I have no need. I'm not lying. I have no need to lie. And what just annoys me is it's the protesters that are made to be the guilty party in this.
What shocked you, Kay?
Just the basically heavy-handedness. I mean, I've seen Paul's clothes being ripped off. I mean, there were people sitting on the ground, chaps getting up with scratch marks down their backs from the Garda, basically pulling them away to get the car to move. When we got on the road, the car was allowed to move. She was never held against her will. The car was moving. We walked in front of the car. And when we were asked to let her go, we walked her slow out onto the main road. Basically, that's what I see.
And you're fearful of an arrest?
Yes, I am at the moment. Yes, I am. Hopefully not, but at this stage I'm not surprised. If it does happen, I won't be surprised. Okay?
Hello? Okay, so there's Liz then, who was also present at the protest.
Just put over here, Liz.
Can we make it a little bigger? I just hear one word.
Sorry, Liz, what's your name? And where are you from? So you were at the protest in November as well?
Yeah.
Could you just tell us where you were and what happened from your point of view?
Well, basically, Joan was in the Jeep, or she was in the church when I was there. And then she came out and she looked far from fearful to me, to be honest with you. She was smirking out the window of the car I saw. She was, in my opinion, trying to wind people up. The people that I saw behaved, it was loud, but it wasn't violent, definitely not violent. And I think we have a right to protest. You know, what's happening in the community is very wrong. And I think for Joan to come up there and think that she could just run around, and I know for a fact that a lot of people who were graduating that day did not want her there. And they actually, some of them were refusing to take their diplomas that day. And, you know, she knew she wasn't wanted there, and she insisted on being there. I think that was wrong.
Were you near the car, or, you know, when the car was sort of blockading it, where were you in relation to the car?
I was outside the car park at that stage. Her car, I was there when she was in the Jeep, the garden Jeep. And she didn't look scared to me.
Would you accept that the girl working for her, who is a worker working for the Taoiseach, was frightened and terrified?
I'd imagine anybody in a crowd like that would feel a bit frightened, do you know what I mean? But I personally think that Joan Burton and her, whoever organised her being there, shouldn't have put that girl in that position. She should not have been brought there in the first place. And like the diplomas were given out in a different building, and then they walked down the street to where the car was. Do you understand? So I think they were like trying to provoke people, to be honest with you. She should not have walked down the street.
But isn't it her right as well to be able to walk down the street?
Oh, well it is, but it's our right. You know, she's our representative of us. And it's our right to ask her questions. And she's not answering them. You know, and she's just laughing at us. And we're not having it anymore. We're not happy about it. And we're certainly not happy about the way the arrests are happening at the moment. The 16-year-old, I know the guy that was arrested yesterday. And he is one of the nicest guys. Do you know, and like he's been treated like a criminal. You know, it's wrong. It's just wrong.
Paul, could I ask you, the Taoiseach said yesterday that neither the government nor the Minister for Justice was aware of but there was independent, that it was the Gardaí. So how are you still saying that it was political when the Taoiseach told the Dáil yesterday it wasn't?
I'm saying it's political because now 12 people have been arrested in dawn raids for participation in peaceful protests. I'm saying it's political because on the first day, all 4 people arrested were political activists. 2 of them were councillors, 1 of them was a TD. I'm saying it's political because it's the first time I'm ever aware of. You've had 4 full-time Gardaí from Tala alone, together with the National Bureau of Criminal Investigation, working full-time on this to try to find charges to place on protesters. What happened was a protest. What happened was a sit-down protest, not unlike many protests that many Labour Party members in the past have engaged in. And so there's no question it's political. That doesn't mean it had to come directly from the brain of Enda Kenny or from Joan Burton. It may have come from the political brain of someone high up in the Gardaí. It's worth noting that the Garda Commissioner, Noreen O'Sullivan, at an event with Joan Burton last week made reference to the deteriorating tone and sentiment of anti-water charges protests at the same time that Joan Burton made similar comments. And so, is there a connection between the establishment within the Gardaí and the political establishment? Yes, there is. Is that establishment concerned about the anti-water charges movement and the threat to defeat the water charges, to strike a blow against austerity in the context of what happened in Greece? Yes, the establishment is scared. This is their response, and this is a threat to everybody now, you know. Even if you're for water charges, but you're against the right to protest, you're in favour of the right to protest, people should come out to protest tomorrow. There's going to be another 4 arrests tomorrow, there'll be another 4 arrests the day after that, if things continue the way they're going. And it sends a chilling message to everybody. We know there's people in Jobstown who are at the protest for half an hour or an hour, and they're scared. People are scared they're going to get a knock on their door at 7 o'clock in the morning, and 6, 8 or 10 Gardaí are going to come, barge in their door and demand they come to the Garda station and they'll be arrested. They're scaring an entire community because of the fact that a protest happened there. It's outrageous and it's a threat to everybody, and people should come out and protest.
But Paul, if it was political